Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another episode of Silly Girls, Silly Thoughts. I'm your host, Mindful Body with Rachel B. It's me. And today joining us is my mom. Say hello, Mom.
Hi.
Mindful Body with Rachel B, Mama B.
No.
We'll figure out.
That's a lie.
We'll have to figure out your online presence name because we can't use your first name. We'll have to come up with like your online theme name. But for right now, Mama B.
I can take Mama B, sure.
We'll take Mama B. I invited my mom over today this weekend. She's helping me prepare for the holidays in terms of cleaning, table prep, holiday prep. And you've been embracing my animals. You've been embracing our hand steamer. You helped me clean my stairs today.
It was awesome.
She's the
Great
OCD
machine.
cleaner. Oh my God. If you give your Spanish mom new cleaning tools, what will she do in your house? Monitored or unmonitored. So she's been in my house helping me clean. I've been telling her as we've been cleaning and doing holiday prep that we should do an episode together while she's here. And a theme that came to mind was fashion, because you've taught me fashion over the time. Even as we're talking about holidays, you and I have been going back and forth about what to wear, what theme you want your New Year's Eve party to be.
True.
Or New Year's Day. You're inviting everyone over.
Yes.
So going in my head as we're cleaning in our pajamas and our working clothes, it's not very fashion, but...
Well, today was utilitarian. That's it.
The utility look?
Yes.
Oof. What are you wearing Christmas Eve?
Well, it also depends on the weather for me. But I have a beautiful pair of wide leg black slacks. And I'm either going with a gold satin or I have this beautiful chunky sweater that I'm dying to wear.
I was going to re-wear a dress I wore for my birthday years ago. And I had the idea of wearing glittery tights.
Oh.
But the only ones I found online were fishnets.
I don't think so.
And I didn't want that. I found a Jessica Simpson pair at Marshall's not too long ago that aren't fishnets, like regular
nice with
glitter tights. So that's what I'm going to
Love.
wear. Under the dress I have is almost a green, and it's like celestial stars.
Oh, perfect.
So I'm going to rewear that with some glittery tights and some shoes.
Beautiful color for the holidays.
I mean, we're dressing up nice. I treat Christmas Eve, because we do Spanish Christmas Eve, I treat it as like our gala event.
Yes.
Your sister decorates the whole house.
Correct.
Before your sister hosted, your mom did.
Yes.
Did anyone host before that? It was always Mama's house.
It was always my mother's house.
Did we always get dressed up Christmas Eve?
Absolutely.
It had to be.
It had to be. And you were dressed up Christmas Day, but not as... it was almost between casual and dressy. Yeah.
Would you say that Christmas Eve was always a fashionable moment, even for you growing up?
Yes. My father loved Christmas Eve. He loved getting dressed up. He loved serving the food and just having fun.
What happened Christmas Eve? Where would you guys go? Because you didn't have a lot of family here.
It all depended on the year. We had some of my mother's family in New York. Many times my aunt and uncle would come. A handful of cousins on and off during the years, not all the time. And sometimes just the five of us.
So if even there's just the five of you, would you guys host and still dress up as in theme or no?
Yes, because I like dressing up anyway. I don't know so much of a theme, but we had to dress up.
You know, when I say theme, it's not like what theme each year, but almost like the theme of just a holiday. Because my sister and I were chatting about this earlier the week as both of us are preparing for Christmas Day. I'm hosting this year, but Christmas Eve, again, we go to your sister's house. My sister and I are always going back of, what are you preparing? What are you making? What are you wearing? She and I get together the day before Christmas Eve as our traditional like get ready moment. Because even living at home, that was our day to get our eyebrows done, do our hair, paint our nails. And these were little things that you've taught us over time, because when we were kids, it was, hey, let me go take you get your eyebrows done. Let me go take you to go pick out the Christmas dress, get XYZ. These are those foundational moments for me, learning my fashion, learning my look.
And also when you it gives you time, when you look good, feel good, it just gives you more confidence.
Who taught you the foundations to your fashion and even your, we'll say, like, self-care, because getting our eyebrows down, doing our nails, it's definitely the girlier side of things, but like you said, it's necessary to feel good, look good.
Girlier side. See, I was raised in a very strict home, so when I wanted or needed to get my eyebrows done, I still wasn't considered old enough, quote unquote. But my mom's neighbor was really sweet, and she sold makeup. So that's where I guess I got my first introduction.
How old were you? Do you remember?
I was 15 when I finally got to like kind of gussy up, little play with mascara and kind of really fuss over my hair, since my hair is naturally curly and unruly sometimes. So it was really neat, and my mother embraced the advice and the help, and so it was really cool.
Was Mama a very fashionista lady or no? What did he draw?
In her younger days, yes. I found some old pictures of my mom when she first came to New York. I mean, very fashion, gloves back in the day, because that was in the early 60s.
I want to reference that my grandmother came here from Puerto Rico, so island fashion compared to New York fashion. I almost think of like West Side Story, the ha-ha-has, cold winter.
Well, in island fashion, actually, her mother, my grandmother, would for special occasions like the holidays or their birthdays, she had dresses made for them, for her daughters. Yes.
Very cool. Did Mama talk about the transition between Caribbean fashion to New York fashion? Because it's not a huge jump, but compared to like New York fashion, you're covering up, you have winters, you have falls.
Oh, she loved the coats, the gloves. She thought that was really cool. Her older sister, my aunt, who I loved, always dressed to the nines. She really kind of introduced my mom to different fashion things and stores and things like that in the city.
So Mama embraces a little fashion here and there. Embraces you embracing, we'll say, femininity when it comes to makeup and mascara. What about clothing? Who would have the bigger influence on your clothing growing up?
My father would take us shopping. And back in the day, we're talking like the 70s, 80s, they had different boutiques in different towns, in the surrounding towns where we lived. So you felt rich. Even though you weren't, you felt rich because you had like the sales clerk looking at you saying, I know what could fit. Oh, let me see this. Let's try this. And it just felt like, oh, wow.
More personable?
Yes, and not every, how can I say, not every look looks good on everybody.
And I think you taught me that too. I almost look back to like department store shopping. Like
Yes.
Department store shopping is so huge compared to boutique shopping, where you're kind of finding things on your own, but you're not going to always find things that fit.
Right. Right. I kind of miss that boutique shopping. I'm not going to lie.
I'm almost thinking like early on childhood, your parents are picking out your outfit. You always picked out my outfits as a kid growing up.
Yeah.
And looking back to like old videos, preschool time, we would dress like little prisoners because we were wearing like matching sweatsuits, always in gray, matching t-shirts, kind of gender neutral, but then you would have pops of like,
color.
Yeah, like pops of girliness, a dress here and there, but it wasn't overemphasized. Like frills and lace were saved for holidays.
Right. Well, I wanted you guys, when you were in school, like girls can be cruel, even in a young age. And I just wanted you to be dressed comfortable because you're in school, so you're there to learn, but you want to have a little fun. But you also want to have fun in the playground and not worry about ripping something or doing,
What were your kid fashion stores for us growing up? Because I think a lot of things I talk about when it comes to clients and new parents is just like buying clothes for kids. People will buy things that are so expensive or buy things that they can only wear for so long because kids grow so fast.
Right.
What were the go-to stores for you when we were kids? There were three of us.
When we were kids, Old Navy for sure. That always helped. The Gap when they had a good sale. Oh gosh, there was another kid store that was really cool.
Was it Child's Place?
Children's Place. Good memory. I love that store. And when you were even younger, Carter's Outlet. Always, Yeah. And I always bought the clothes a little bit bigger because I could sew and we could make it work.
I still remember my jeans. You would like...
I would cinch them in and
you'd
hem them
cinch
up.
the waist like a little inch, and it would poke me in my back. And then once the pants were getting too tight, I'd be like, Mom, they're squeezing my waist. You would just take the scissors and like cut up the cinch.
Cut up the seams that I
open up like an
in.
inch more in my pants. And I'm like, okay, I'm good. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Teen fashion.
That's tough.
What boundaries did you push in your teen fashion days?
That was tough. I always wanted to wear heels, and I had to wait forever to wear heels.
Do you mind giving me like a decade when you were a teenage? Is this like 70s, 80s?
70s. 78, 79, the disco era. I was in middle school. Of course, I thought I could dress like, Saturday Night Fever, John Travolta, that group. And certain things I was able to wear that my father would say, okay, it's appropriate, not too sexy. Other things, it was like, nope, gotta wait.
What was something that you wanted that you couldn't have because it was too sexy?
Mini skirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I looked older than what I was, so he just was protective, my dad. But I got my satin pants and my silk blouse.
I love... Disco fashion was definitely like your influence on what I like.
It was so much fun
because it's the flowiness. Like I love the disco. I love the bell sleeves. I love bell bottoms, feathered bangs. It's not the Farrah Fawcett hair. I feel like it's more the Donna Summers hair.
Oh, she was my favorite.
Like that's what I love, and it was such cool fashion. Some mini skirts for you. That's
where I got a lot of. I would watch back in the day American Bandstand and Soul Train.
I love Soul Train.
And just watching the people on the show, the performers, the audience member dancing, I'm like, I can find those jeans. I know where that is.
You saw the new Beetlejuice?
Yes.
I finally watched it at home and I saw the Soul Train bit, and
I loved it.
It threw me back to us watching it Saturday mornings and seeing the fashion, because it's the colors, it's the patterns, it's the cut of everything. And then I think also watching people dance and their confidence just made fashion look fun too, because everything flowed with their movements.
Well, in the 80s, the one show to watch was Dynasty. And it was very elegant fashion. Yes, padded shoulders, but the suits, the jewelry. I'm like, whoa, these women look like just stars. They look
rich,
beautiful.
It's because fashion too, it also flows with history. Like in the 80s, you're having that wave of feminism of women in business, so of course they're wearing these power suits, they're wearing these things, and that's what I'm asking when it comes to pushing boundaries, because idolizing even a mini skirt to a point like is empowering a point of sexy, like long legs dominating a room, owning the space. You're watching women with shoulder pads owning the space.
Well, that's what I loved when I did work corporate for a while. I loved putting my suits on. I loved it. My sharp skirt, my blazer. I felt like I could do anything.
I love that. I had to pause for a second. I'm coiling and folding a chocolate loaf as we're still preparing for the holiday special. But, my fashion taste was so well growing up. What was I'm thinking between the themes of, even as I sit here, I'm reflecting. I think I started cutting up my clothes 6th grade. Do you remember when I would cut the collars off my t-shirts? Fate bless the fall Warped Tour days. I think I even convinced you to purchase calf-high Converse. Do you remember the Converse I had that would lace up my calf?
Oh yeah, we did buy them. Yeah.
We were so Hot Topic.
Yeah.
Do you miss it?
Well, I actually do miss Hot Topic. It was the best customer service I ever received.
You were a big fan of Hot Topic. I still use your rewards card.
Well, they were just so nice. And, you were that. And then your sister was, the platform, I call them Herman Munster shoes, but some of them were really cool. So they were neat.
I feel like my sister and I's fashion, it's not that we turned away from the girliness, but we turned more into like the gothic phasey-ish come like 4th to 6th grade. Not me. I think I definitely went more of like the punk scene girl stage. That was what the phase was called for me.
Yeah.
My sister went more towards like the gothic scene.
Yeah.
I was more like techno scene.
Yeah.
So I still wore like Hello Kitty was a phase I remember.
Oh goodness, yeah.
We were buying like Hello Kitty t-shirts.
Yep.
The inside of my first car was Hello Kitty seat covers.
Everywhere.
It was very black, pink.
Mm-hmm.
What was a fashion thing? I'm trying to think even middle school. Middle school, we were rolling shorts. So your shorts were too short.
Yeah, that was a problem.
But my legs were also disgustingly
Very long. Oh gosh, yeah.
So it never helped.
No.
My fashion was like testing out the boundaries while being grouped into things.
Mm-hmm.
So we had like the skinny jean phase. I was a teenager in the early 2000s. I graduated high school 2013. So like elementary school, middle school was the Y2K. It was low-rise jeans, but we were also skinny minis.
Mm-hmm.
I almost say like this is a negative thing. Being a Y2K person and being skinny in general, I feel like Y2K pressured being even skinnier.
It was very stressful back then, yes.
So those are the things I worried about too, because I'm like, low-rise jeans didn't fit my body type. I'm all legs, no torso. So I'm a skinny girl in skinny jeans.
And
but
your
then
sister has torso, but not as long leg, you know.
we're different shapes.
Yes.
Meanwhile, we're two different body shapes trying to fit into skinny pair of jeans because that's the style.
Mm-hmm. I hated the skinny jeans for the men, though, I have to say.
Men shouldn't have worn skinny jeans.
No. When your brother did that, it was like, ugh, no. He just developed a better sense of style after high school.
I think we all did.
Yeah.
High school-wise, was there anything I wore middle school, high school that you didn't like? Because I'm even sitting here trying to think about my different phases. Middle school was like testing out some punk phase, but not always, because you only let me wear so much. I never dyed my hair until high school.
Oh gosh, yeah.
So I'm again still thinking early. I didn't wear heavy makeup. I think I started wearing
you liked eyeliner. Yeah.
I was just
experimented with eyeliner. That was always a thing.
I took your eyeliner and I was putting it on my waterline. So it was just heavy black eyeliner on my waterline.
And I'm like, you're much lighter. It doesn't look good.
It made your eyes look smaller,
yes.
But everyone did it. So you would disgusting amount of black eyeliner underneath. The foundation on your lips.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck that was.
It was the Steen Girl fashion. It was
awful.
Just massive makeup on your eyes, no makeup on the rest of your face.
Right.
Or teasing your hair until it's a rat nest.
That was like the 80s, though.
But you remember when I did it?
Yeah,
we would get razor haircuts, so it would have all the different layers, and then I would sit there with a little comb, or I would steal Dad's combs, and then I would tease my hair in the bathroom before school.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Ugg boots with shorts.
Yeah, I didn't understand that at all either. I still don't.
Yeah. I didn't crop anything because we still had school rules. Like there was still dress code in high school, middle school. Mm-hmm. We didn't wear ripped jeans until maybe later in high school.
Later in high school, like junior, senior year, you guys wore that. Because even I got into the ripped jean thing.
I didn't wear crop tops until I was older.
No, we argued about that, I think.
I feel
you wanted to, but I'm like, no, it's inappropriate.
I wore a lot of low crop tops. We were showing a lot of baby cleavage in high school. Yeah. I was a few of my friends who had yitties.
Oh, gosh.
I was trying to use my yitties to the advantage, but I never got a date.
No.
Anything that you didn't like high school-wise?
You know, maybe you were pressured to to feel like you had to look like everybody else. I think that's everybody in high school, which is a shame. Because I know... I got made fun a lot of in high school, but I wore what I wanted to wear.
What was a fashion trend in your high school?
You know, everybody wanted to look the same, jeans and t-shirts, and I wanted to wear my suits. I wanted to look like the people in Dynasty. I was that kid. I wanted to look sharp. Plus, I worked in an office when I was about 16 or so. I was a clerk, so you had to dress business appropriate. So I went from school to work. I felt grown up.
A lot of people in my high school, I was laughing about this with you last week because we were talking smack. This is what we do. We're little chismosas. A lot of people in my high school would either show up in pajamas. Leggings became a thing in my high school, so everyone wore the leggings and the crop top, or the leggings and the big
really
t-shirt.
Can't wear leggings.
I feel like there's certain leggings that you shouldn't wear.
No.
Like, now I've gotten to a phase where I'm just like, athleisure wear, we even said it, athleisure wear has become professional wear.
Which I don't think is appropriate.
If it's worn, if it's clean cut, you and I agreed. Because you and I even said, like, we've gotten dress pants that are stretchy. You and I have gotten trousers that are stretchy. And
there are certain makers, shapewear people that are into clothing now, and they do look nice.
Exactly.
They do look sharp.
But you and I are like, don't wear nude colored leggings.
Oh, good God, no.
Because now it looks like you're not wearing pants.
Exactly. It's very embarrassing.
Don't wear crazy colored patterns on your leggings if you're going somewhere professional where you need a basic, like, certain solid tone.
I think you always need a basic. It's good to invest. Like, I have a particular store that I absolutely love right now. So I will spend a little bit more on basic slacks, a good, well-made blouse, like really a solid overlay sweater, your staples, and then you can go to TJ Maxx and get a little something here and there and whatever. But you have to have the good start.
So even piggybacking of what you're saying and transitioning into that next topic. From high school, when you're experimenting with your clothes and you're changing around your fashion, you're filling into these themes, like, it's fun to be expressive. But when you're saying outside of high school, now we're talking about jobs, we're talking about, even if it's a basic high school job, like you said, you worked at a clerk's office, you had casual business wear. When I was in high school, I worked in a library. It was just, don't look like a slob, but stay basic. So, like, jeans and a nice sweater.
Oh, see, now when I went to work, even in that office, no jeans allowed back then. You could have like a casual Friday, but even then your jeans had to be, not the kind of jeans you're wearing to clean the bathroom.
I was trying to, like, talking to my podcast, but also talking to you. We were chatting about, or maybe we haven't, I probably said this with somebody else. Go to a job interview in a crop top and ripped jeans. And even I gasped. And I was like, why would you show up to a job interview with your belly out and ripped jeans? Like, we have to dress conservatively for certain jobs. But then I, like, have to check myself. I'm like, am I being rude and expecting something different? Am I holding myself to this standard? And even I get worried, am I having this conversation of, you shouldn't look the part to have a job, but we're still a culture where you judge a book by its cover.
We are, and some things are way too lax. And so people push the boundaries.
You taught me fashion basics. Like you're saying, have a good blouse, have a basic pair of slacks to match that blouse. And it's gotten to a routine.
Nice pair of shoes. Yeah, comfortable, but classy.
It's become almost a routine in my head of, like, this is what I wear for job interviews, blouse, pants, basic pumps, maybe a jacket or a sweater to go on top.
Or
I haven't found a good blazer yet, and I told you it's just my back. My back
I think I have one for you.
I need it properly tailored because I got wide shoulders and a tiny waist, girl.
Always make friends with a good tailor.
We're showing off. But I still laugh in my head too, like time and place. I giggle when it comes to concerts or restaurants or I almost coined this as like post-pandemic fashion because people will set this expectation of what to look like when it comes to going out, and then everyone's wearing washed out jeans, a white t-shirt, and white Air Forces, and everyone looks the same.
It is. It's very like, well, for example, last night your father and I went out to dinner with another couple, and it wasn't a really dressy place. But I had a beautiful sweater on. I did wear jeans, but I had a good pair of boots on, just pretty earrings, and my fancier coat. And I felt like I felt nice.
What are some fashion rules that you learned growing up? What are your, like, fashion basics, do's and don'ts?
Fashion basics. Like the staples that you choose, or
I'm even just thinking like our age group too, because you and I are also different ages.
I guess it depends on where you're going. Like, for example, if you're going to church, you're not going to wear your pajama bottoms.
No.
I'm not saying even for a place of worship, you don't have to be dressy, but a nice top, a slacks, skirt, something nice, something
You and I don't play too much around with colors, but like I almost categorize like my style as clean and classic. Like I love basic colors or solid colors, and I like when things match as a set almost. So when you're saying like a shirt and a skirt, I'm almost like, oh, like a white blouse with a nice navy blue skirt or something.
I always like the nice black pencil skirt, black slacks, wide leg, or a thinner or a more tapered look. I love my reds and blues. I do try to experiment a little bit more with color. I like to mix and match. I like to coordinate. Not matchy, but more complementary. Because matchy, you're like, wait a minute, it's too, monochromatic or whatever.
See, and I like monochromatic though, because I picture that as clean, but I think that's just my generation look.
Right, and I like to throw a splash of color, whether it be a jewelry, an accessory. I like to accessorize with basics. I do.
Your work attire is scrubs.
Yes. I wear a uniform every day.
You worked in corporate before I was born, but would you dress up, or did you have your basics like suits and such?
I always wore business casual. Well, business, wearing a skirt, a pair of slacks, a top, sweater.
Mom fashion. What would you say?
Oh, mom fashion is tough because then I was a stay-at-home mom. So that's when I ended up wearing more jeans, khaki pants, tops, not too flashy because you had to be always on the go. And that's where I think I got more like jackets, sweaters, blazers to kind of give me that, okay, I'm still a person. I'm not just a mom cleaning the house or running around.
Because even I'm not at that phase. So my phases were like, I wore the monochromatic basics. And then I went into wedding work right away. So I didn't have a uniform. It was just you wore all black.
Yeah.
So black leggings, black shirt.
Black is always professional.
Yeah, and I was always playing in flowers and water and dirt. So like it would hide all my messes during wedding season. And then when I was a yoga instructor, I was just wearing athletic wear, my leggings, my shirts. It wasn't until I became like a clinician, but I was also a clinician in the early stages of being in lockdown, so no one saw me unless it was on video. So like still even today I'm finding my fashion, and people in therapy are like, you should wear, what was it, one is you want to keep the same if you're working with a certain clientele who needs the same to create that sense of safety.
Oh, okay.
But I'm that person that'll grow my hair out, cut it all off to like play around with the waters, or like I'll dress fancy, like you're saying, business. I wouldn't say business casual, just business. Like a nice blouse, nice top, nice shoes. And then when it gets winter cozy, I end up looking like a little Jewish grandma because my sweaters are bigger than me, but I want to be comfy cozy.
Right.
And I'm just naturally layering up, so I look like a little Jewish grandma in New York.
Yeah, but that's when accessories are always so nice and important because you feel dressy.
So my do's are having a base layer and dress up, just like you said. You've taught me that. Wear a base layer, dress it up with jewelry. I like to focus on like earrings, necklaces.
Love necklaces.
What are your accessory go-tos?
Well, I've always been an earring girl. Love earrings. If I really want to feel fancy, aside from my wedding ring, I love my rings, bracelets, a good necklace, a nice solid necklace.
Have you ever had your colors picked out, seen a color professional? Have you ever seen those videos?
For my makeup.
So I love watching the videos of people getting their color tones being tested on their skin tone.
Yes.
Just see which ones like elevate their skin tone, which ones mute their skin tones.
Right. I've done that, especially as I've gotten older. My makeup has changed. It's not as heavy as it once was back in the 80s and stuff. It's a more subtle look, and I feel like there's more tones complementing my skin now.
Do you think the colors you used to wear also changed?
Oh, yeah.
What colors would you wear growing up?
Oh, my gosh. I was the blue mascara girl.
Oh.
It was awful.
Oh, sweetie.
Blue mascara.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I try to wear less black. I joke because in middle school I sweat so much that I would wear black to cover up my sweat pits.
Oh, jeez.
I think someone posted online a few days ago. They're like, I'm jealous of the bitch who can wear a gray long sleeve and not get sweat pits. I'm like, same bitch, same. Because I wore all black all the time. And I started to experiment with colors going into high school.
Well, I think because you're much lighter, fairer skin than I am, and I was the only makeup person in the house, so you would try to take mine. I'm like, no, it doesn't look good on you.
Oh, yeah. No, me stealing her makeup wasn't going to match. And then when it came to colors, I was like basing my colors off of you, too, because you wore a lot of blue growing up.
And reds.
And I would wear blue with you, or you would even pick out blue. You picked out my prom dress.
Oh, but that was a gorgeous dress.
Well, I was getting frustrated, so I asked you to pick it out. I was like, I don't want to look at any dress anymore. Like, you just pick it out. You know what's going to look best on me. So you picked out this
shade of blue was beautiful.
It was like a beautiful royal blue. It was off the shoulder.
You looked like a Grecian princess. You really did.
I think today a lot of my fashion is based off those moments you've taught me in terms of like what colors look best on me. In terms of what shapes work best, I think that was just trial and error.
I think it was trial and error, and I really felt bad about one time when we went shopping. You were in middle school, and you wanted a particular dress, and it just didn't complement your figure, and I didn't say the right words, but we did end up finding something that really looked sharp on you. Again, because, you know, certain girls can wear just whatever, and then certain girls you should complement the shape you're in.
That's a good
Whether
point.
you're a size 2 or a size 22. There are clothes and beautiful fashion and beautiful prints that look good on everybody's shape, body, everything.
Sometimes I think you and I are the same body shape. I think you and I are the same size, but we're a different shape.
Yeah.
I think you have my sister's torso in a way and the same like ratios where I'm built like dad. Where my body's like a box and then I have long limbs.
You have long legs, long beautiful legs, yeah.
I have 2 inches between my rib cage and my hip bone. Like I'm no body, all limbs. I'm like a small giraffe. So one of my big fashion do's was high-waisted pants. Like I love palazzo pants.
Look great, yeah.
Palazzo pants are my favorite because I'm also built like a toothpick. So my legs are super skinny and tiny.
Whereas your sister, she looks better in a lower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She thrives in like a low waist shapewear. I have more of the high waist and then flares out.
Yes.
And I love that shape for me.
Yeah. And your brother, being a male, is hard too because he has more of a V-shape, athletic shape. So for a while there, for him, it was hard to find like pants that fit and I did a lot of taking in then.
There's not a lot of men's fashion when I still tell.
I think men get shortchanged. They really do.
A lot of people still think that men are built like boxes because my partner is, I don't know. I always say that he's a size 30-30 or even smaller because his build is un flaquito. I would say my brother and my boyfriend are both like naturally thinner sided people where a lot of men's fashion will end up looking very boxy or very round, or even guys who are built round are expected to fit in boxy shapes.
Right.
And that's where the skinny jean is just not a look.
No, it's awful for men. It's just bad. But there are athletic fit clothing for men out there that's good too.
You know, I'm always looking out.
Yeah.
If it's not the athletic fit, I always buy stretchy pants. That's another rule of mine. So majority of my jeans come from American Eagle, and they're all stretchy because, I don't know, even for girls, we don't talk about bloating and how that messes around with
and menopause and postmenopause. Not our friend.
You're in that phase, not me, girly.
Yeah, postmenopause, it's hard because trying to find clothes where you're not trying to be 25, but you don't want to be 85.
Yeah, I feel that approaching 30. Like, I don't want to go at Forever 21, but I don't always want to dress like a Jewish grandma, so I need that happy medium.
And that's why fashion magazines, different designers that are out there, and you see like Fashion Week in New York. I love watching that on TV because it's just so inspiring.
A moment of peace for Joan Rivers and Fashion Police.
Oh my God, I miss that show so much. I wish we could bring it back somehow. I keep telling your dad we should do something about that.
Are there any fashion forward people you follow now or that inspire you right now?
Well, I love Anna Winters, of course.
She's queen.
She is. There is someone I follow on Instagram. May I say her Instagram handle or not?
Yeah.
Backwards in Heels. I think she's so cool. She just out there. She just tries everything. It's pretty cool.
If you could describe your fashion today, what would you name it as? Because your fashion changes a lot. Like right now, you and I are in like
very casual
cleaning wear because you've been cleaning my house with me, and I appreciate you for that. And day to day, you and I both have our work outfits. When we go out, you dress up.
Well, I loved one dress I particularly got for a wedding that I went to in the spring. It just made me feel so elegant. It happened to be royal blue, off the shoulder, bell sleeves, and a sheath dress. Yeah. And I just felt not just age appropriate or anything, but I just felt elegant and I felt dressed. And I miss days like that. I miss getting dressed.
I think that's why I'm looking forward to Christmas Eve, because last time my partner saw me dressed up was for a holiday party with his side of the family. All the ladies came together, and I just wore something like basic, just a basic nice sweater, basic pants, but I did my makeup and I did my hair. And I always do my hair because I love doing my hair, but I don't always do my makeup. And it's not this emphasis of like, oh, I hate doing it. I just don't have the time.
Right.
My hand gets shaky, and sometimes I want to commit to a wing.
And when you're rushed, it doesn't happen.
After the fifth time of trying, I don't want to do it anymore, so I just boycott.
Yeah.
Or jump ship, really. So when I put makeup on, there's almost this like fun part of dressing up, like painting my face. And there's that excitement to it. The last time I fancy dressed up was also a wedding. I wore jade green. I wore a jade green asymmetrical off the shoulder, one strap on the other side. Oh. And then it kind of wrapped and collected by my waist. So it went across my chest. Yeah, it had like a ruche. It went across my chest almost like it was strapless, but it had a strap on one shoulder going down, a spaghetti strap going over the shoulder on the other side. And I wore little black pumps from my favorite brand is Lifestride.
Oh, yeah. Very comfortable.
They have a few, like, old lady cloggy shoes.
Right.
And I get upset when people my age go towards the old lady look when it's, like, not giving camp. It's giving school camp.
It's awful.
It's not cute.
No.
But they have a few, like, basic pump heels that look very nice.
You can't go wrong with a nice pump.
You gotta have, like, a basic black shoe, a basic nude shoe.
Oh, yeah.
White sneakers are for dressing up.
Boots. I like wintertime is my thing. I have like 4 or 5 pairs of boots.
We're going back.
6 now.
Starting a whole collection.
Well, I like the higher one above the knee, but it's a low heel.
Very cute.
Then I have my heel. Then I have the lower, like ankle boots that I just got. Love. I love those with even my leggings and things and a nice top. I wore them recently with leggings, a tunic top, and a blazer. I loved it. And some gold chains, big earrings. Of course, you had to have the big earrings.
You are a hoop girl. You are a hoop girl. The bigger the hoops, the bigger the hoe, they say. Now I'm laughing. One of my fashion don'ts, or I wouldn't say it was a don't. There was a trend going on for the longest time. When the girls would go out to the bars, you would wear like practically nothing. So you would say like, a hoe never gets cold. After that wedding, I caught a cold. I looked at my partner. I said, I'm really feeling my age today because a hoe is cold and I need an Advil now.
That's where I love shawls. Again, with the accessories.
I had a shawl. I was whipping my shawl around like a friggin' blanket. And I was just not, it wasn't doing it. It wasn't doing it.
That's too funny.
Is there any fashion... I'm trying to think of my fashion mentors as I go back and forth because my fashion mentors are a little all over the place. I would almost call my fashion like Barbie. Depending on the day is what I dress up as. Because sometimes I'll look like Chessie from Parent Trap.
Oh.
Other days, my sister says I look like a very conservative person when I wear my business attire like a Senate.
You do.
I told you I look like a Jewish grandma in my big sweaters. If you ask my partner, he'll say, is this Farmer Rachel today? Is this Yoga Rachel today? Who knows? Who knows? Fashion is fun, and I'll dress for the job. Yeah. And then my basic wear will always be like a pair of leggings, a nice sweater, In the summertime, it's shorts and a tank top.
Summertime is tough for me because I always liked sundresses and stuff. But again, certain sundresses, no.
See, I don't like summer fashion because I almost say it's less opportunity to jazz things up because I'm wearing less clothing.
Mm-hmm.
So my summer fashion was pretty basic. It was t-shirt, pants.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
A flowy dress here and there to make me feel fancy.
Yeah.
But I like the colder months because I like to layer things. I love the layering of jackets. I love the layering of sweaters. Like fall and winter are my favorites.
Jackets, sweaters, layer of jewelry as well. But you don't wear as much jewelry in the summer and springtime. It's hot.
Well, I was going to tease. I'm like, well, we live by the Jersey Shore and the Italian side comes out in me. I'm getting a new chain for every summer, it feels like. But the more chains and the hotter it gets, these necklaces are going to burn my neck at some point. I'm excited for Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
I'm excited to dress up. I just got my hair cut. I got my eyebrows done to go with my baby bangs. Any last holiday prep for you in terms of like getting ready fashion-wise or even preparation for you? I'm having my sister come over tomorrow. I'll do her nails.
Well, my nails have been done.
Yeah, you pay someone to do that.
Yeah, that's one thing I've been doing. I've been treating myself to get my nails done every 3 weeks.
She's got gold and then a little gold French with a snowflake on one side. Very cute. Very cute.
It makes me feel, I love feeling feminine. I do.
Getting your nails done helps you feel feminine?
Yes.
For me, it's my eyebrows.
Oh.
I love going, like, my eyebrows. I love getting my hair done.
I love getting my hair done. Forget about the hair. Nobody touches my hair.
Yeah. I feel like that's my priority versus, like, makeup. Because every day I'll curl my lashes.
Oh, very nice.
But that's it.
That's really nice. Well, that's why I like fashion, like, from Audrey Hepburn type of thing. Or back in the day, the 50s, the Christian Dior, the House of Dior. I mean, that to me was the epitome of fashion.
It was. You can't forget classics. I think as fashion kind of moves into like, I don't want to say it's too modern, but it has moments where everything feels the same, looks the same, or there's so many moments it's all the same thing to the point where it looks cheap.
Yes.
I think if we you don't get wrapped up in the craze of fashion, we don't lose the art of what fashion is. Correct. I always look back to watching The Devil Wears Prada. Like the scene with the freaking sweater. The whole like, well, this sweater has made its way down off the runway into some freaking crap pile you probably pulled this out of. Well, that's the history of fashion. So even as you and I sit here reflecting on where it started, how we pushed boundaries, what we've created, there's still that point of like, well, you don't lose what you learned.
Right.
You might make it a little different. But if you're doing too much of it, it's going to look tacky.
Yes. Yeah.
And you'll let me know if I look tacky. I'll let you know if you look tacky.
Oh, yeah. No, I appreciate it. Like, I have trouble because there are days, and especially even as I've gotten older, post-menopause, like, I'm not as confident with what fits my body. And I know you girls have hated it, but I've always dragged one of you with me. If I had an event to go to, I needed an objective pair of eyes.
Yeah. But you have to listen. You have to receive our opinions.
So
it's like we say it with love, but like I would say one of my fashion icks from you would be like, you always bought something one size too big. And I'm like, girl, that doesn't, you're drowning in it. Do I have any fashion icks present day that you don't like? I won't take offense. Is there anything I do today that you're just like, I'm not a fan, but good for you?
No, I have to say, you've evolved. You really have. Thank God from high school.
No more cutting up my clothing. No more teasing my hair to the point where I look like a scene kid, or a bad one too. I have the perfect scene girl swoop. That I wish I had in 5th grade. I'm just like,
so funny.
The hair is finally doing what the hair wanted, but we're middle parting these days instead of side parting.
But no, you have. I mean, I really can't. I'm not embarrassed with any of you going out.
You taught us well.
Yeah.
You've taught us well, and your mother always has an opinion that we're just mentally prepared for. She's our hard critic. She's worse than Joan Rivers. I always base my fashion, I don't know, my mentors and the people I follow, I don't keep to heart. Majority of my fashion is either based off of the foundations you've taught me or things I've experimented over time that have just stuck. Mm-hmm. And we'll just see where it goes as it flows.
I think that's why I still love watching award shows. I don't even watch it to the end to see who won. I just want to watch the runway.
Well, we want to see who's dressing them.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's always a cool part.
We got to bring this to a close, girl. We got things to finish and things to clean.
Yes, we do.
So as we chit-chat about our fashion and preparation, and I slowly get together what I need to steam... dress included.
Yes.
We'll bring this podcast episode to a close, my friends. What our next topic be, who will know? I'm wishing everyone, well, they're probably going to hear this during Christmas time.
Oh, that's neat.
So as you and I are preparing our fashion forward Christmas party and decor, we're wishing everyone a positive holiday. Hope you all dress to the nines. Maybe you dress a 2 out of 10 if you're staying cozy and comfy. You do you. That's your business. Mm-hmm. Any holiday departure you'd like to share with our listeners?
Just have a blessed time of the year and enjoy the people that you're with.
Stay fashionable and keep your opinions to yourself. That'll bring today's episode to a close, my friends. Thank you again for listening. As always, we'll see everyone in the following week. Wishing everyone a happy, safe, and comfortable holiday. I'm your host, Mindful Body with Rachel B. This is Silly Girls, Silly Thought. See you all next week. Say goodbye, Mom.
Bye.